and that is a chance and a choice. They took the choice to take a chance with what God gave them, that they might pursue excellence in not being able to have people discriminate against the vote, but in having an opportunity to cause people to voice their vote by getting people to register. So as the pastor of First Baptist Church in this community, we welcome Dr. Tracy Lacey as she comes and presents information for what our community Votercade is about this morning. Help us receive Dr. Tracy.
All right, yay! Thank you so much, Bishop Patterson. Good morning. I am Dr. Tracy Lacey, the president of the Loudoun County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. We are so thrilled that you have joined us today as we start a little good trouble. And this is due to us increasing the pre-election voter awareness in our community. The theme of this event today honors the legacy of the late John Lewis.
Yes.
And the late Congressman was known for his lifelong commitment to advancing civil rights and for his exemplary career in the United States House of Representatives for Georgia's 5th Congressional District. And I'm a native of Atlanta, so I'm very proud of his work. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated also has a very long history of being trailblazers for social action since our founding in 1913. From the Women's Suffrage March to the Civil Rights protests in the 50s and the 60s, Delta women have always been on the front line. We have been a powerful force, consistently advocating and advancing social and political change. So as we proceed with the events today, remember our purpose for being here. We are here to educate and empower our voters. We are here to educate and empower our voters.
Yes.
We are here to educate and empower voters. Why are we here?
Yes. Educate and empower our voters.
Wonderful. Every election is an opportunity. It's an opportunity for us to utilize the power in our voice and in our vote. So let's exercise that power in November to ensure that our elected officials in Virginia are working on our behalf. Thank you so much. At this time, we're going to welcome from the Transformative Justice Coalition, Dr. Arwan.
Thank you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
What a blessing it is to be with you today. As we were coming this morning, we came through a horrific traffic accident. We saw a car that literally went underneath a truck and sheared off the top of the car. And what we learned in watching and seeing that is that every moment that we spend on this earth is precious.
Yes.
It is determinative and decisive. That's why we are here this morning. Because in 2017, Virginia turned this nation around. People were so shocked when the people of Virginia showed up and voted in unprecedented numbers and set forth a wildfire throughout this country of people voting. And in 2018, people were inspired by what they saw in Virginia in 2017. The question is, what are we going to do this fall? Yes. How are we going to turn it up and turn it out?
All right.
How are we going to make sure that every eligible voter in Virginia knows that it is time to vote?
Yes.
Knows that it's time to get your early vote on. Know how to register to vote. Know how to restore their right to vote if they're formerly incarcerated. For that reason, we are sponsoring this Votercade. This is the first Votercade.
Yay!
And we are so grateful to the amazing women of Delta Sigma Theta for turning it up and turning out and making sure that this Votercade is happening. We're grateful for our partners at the NAACP Virginia, with the National Organization for Women, and with Black Voters Matters, and with all of the other wonderful groups that are supporting this effort. Transformative Justice Coalition, this is our 201 Votercade.
All right, yes.
And we are so blessed and so happy to be here in Sterling, Virginia, at this great church, the First Baptist Church of Sterling, to start the Virginia Votercade.
All right.
And we expect that there will be at least another 15 Votercades throughout the state. And so you are setting the precedence. You are leading the way.
All right.
And that's what the Deltas do. They lead. When I said to your national president 2 weeks ago on a program that we were doing together, when I mentioned this Votercade to her, she just held her heart and said, I'm so proud. I'm so happy to hear this. Because if we don't lead, then who will? If we don't lead now, then when? It is what John Lewis said to us, that wonderful, amazing man. So I want to say to everybody today, we're going to go out there, we're going to honk our horns.
All right.
We're going to flash our lights.
Yes.
We're going to make every bit of noise that we can for voting rights, for voter justice, because it's always not about the candidates, it's about the voters.
Yes.
And I believe inherently that if you give the voters the opportunity to participate, if you take away all the barriers, if you stop all the voter disenfranchisement and voter suppression, if you let the voters vote, they will take care of business.
All right. Yes.
It's not about us having to worry about how people will vote. We have to worry to make sure that people have the opportunity to vote,
Correct.
the knowledge to vote, the skills that they need to cast their ballot. So with that in mind, I want to thank you, everybody. I look forward to having a fun, beautiful votercade, and look forward to this setting the precedent for all the other votercades that will be held through October the 30th here in Virginia. Thank you so much,
All
Delta. Mighty Sterling. Thank you. And Loudoun County. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Phyllis Randall. I happen to be chair of the Loudoun County Board of Supervisors in Loudoun County, Virginia. I also happen to be a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority, Loudoun County Alumni Chapter. And I want to talk today about something really important, and that is voting. And I want to say, first of all, Delta Sigma Theta and all of the Divine Nine are nonpartisan organizations. We never push a candidate. We never push a party. We always push a position. And we always push the position of voting. Right now in America, there is a large effort to suppress the vote. There's discussions about voter integrity. There's discussions about voter audits. The truth is this: between 2010 and 2014, it was found to have less than 10 cases of voter fraud in America. And out of billions of votes, less than 10. When we vote, our votes count. There is no voter fraud in America, not to speak of. The only reason some people may not want you to vote is because they know how powerful your vote is.
Yes.
Right.
They know that your vote matters.
Yes.
They know that your vote is your voice. They know that your vote is your representation. So do not believe the hype when someone says to you, your vote doesn't matter. Please don't believe anybody that says to you there is voter fraud. There was not in Virginia for the 2020 election one case of voter fraud, not one case of voter fraud in all of Virginia. I know in Virginia it's tough sometimes because we have elections every year. And every year we say, this is the most important election in your lifetime. And you know what? It is.
Right.
Every single time. It's the most important election in your lifetime at that time. You know why? Because people fought and died so you could vote. And they didn't die so you can vote every 2 years. They didn't die so you can vote every 4 years. They died so you can vote every single time the polls open. This year, there are only 2 statewide races in America, New Jersey and Virginia. So it makes it more important than ever that we as Virginians and we as African Americans get out and vote. It is our voice. It is our power. It is what our ancestors died for. It is what women fought for in this country. We have to do that. To not vote disrespects our ancestors. And you know what? That is not our right. We do not have the right to do disrespect for ancestors. So I won't tell you how to vote. I will tell you this. Go research who's running and go research the people that you believe most match, not 100%, because that will never happen, but most match your positions. And then go vote. Voting booths are open right now, but they're also open all day on November 2nd. On November 2nd, don't go vote, but don't go vote alone. Take your mother, take your father, take a friend, take the person in the grocery store, take the lady that delivered your flowers, take the guy that does your gardening, take the lady that takes care of your children, take the person that helped you find a parking space, take Lottie Dottie and everybody, and go vote on November 2nd, because that's what we are required to do. Thank you so much for being here today, and thank you so much for listening.
This is the day. How about that? This is the day to get in good trouble.
That's right.
Good trouble. On behalf of the Loudoun County chapter of the National Panhellenic Council, I stand here before you as the president to represent the Divine Nine in Loudoun County. We are happy today to partner with the Loudoun County chapter, alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, in a partnership that will help to move the needle and encourage people to get out and vote. Not only encourage them to get out to vote, but to help register people to make sure they have the opportunity to vote and to have their voice heard. We understand that when people show up, things happen. So we're starting today to make sure that we're out there so that things will happen, that this can be a better place and a better community for all of them. So I encourage you today, as we do this Votercade, to reach out to 1 to 2 people. Tell them to make sure they're registered to vote. Tell them we need them not only to be registered, but we need them to show up on election day. Early voting has started. You can go vote today. We encourage you to use the power in your voice and go out and let somebody know what you want done in your community. It starts with local government. We don't need to just wait for national elections. We need to voice our power, and our power is in our voice. So we thank you for this opportunity to get out and to reach our community. Thank you.
All right. Good morning. I want to talk really quickly about what happened today, what we actually did. What we did was cause awareness. We called for the awareness of the need to register to vote. But here's what you need to know. In Loudoun County, we don't do a bad job with registering people to vote. Our numbers actually look pretty good. The problem is being able to translate registrations to actual votes on the day or before the day. And so I certainly appreciate and I love what we've done. This is the first time that I know that something like this has been done in a county. It sets a precedent. I want to see in the next election, and Loudoun has elections every single year, a couple times a year even. I want to see us really get together and bolster this and have hundreds of people driving and raising awareness. But now the work began. So yes, we've called attention. What are we going to do next? The next step is to actually translate this into votes. I want you guys to join with your organizations, with the NAACP, and let's early vote. The advantage of early voting is that there will be no excuses on the day of voting. That we get to run up the tab. You guys understand that? That we get to run the tab up before the time, so on the day we can focus on getting people to the polls. that our every vote counts. So we need to get in an early vote campaign. The NAACP has two opportunities to early vote. We have a March to the Polls where we'll be gathering and marching to the polls in Sterling. And that's going to be on the 23rd of this month. On the 20th, yeah, you can clap for it. On the 30th of this month, we have the opportunity to march again, and this time it's going to be done in South Riding. If you do not vote on the 23rd, please vote on the 30th. But I got something good for you. So every year, the Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated, Sorority Incorporated, partners with the Loudon Freedom Center to do Souls to the Polls and Holy and Whole. So we've been doing this for some years now, but this is the very first year that we've codified what we've been doing as a community. So we get people to the polls. We normally do it, Souls to the Polls. We normally do it on a Saturday. This time, we have the opportunity to do Souls to the Polls on a Sunday. The Sunday that the election board has decided on is Sunday the 24th. Sunday, October the 24th, we'll be able to do your church services virtually, but we need to vote between 12 and 1. We need everybody that you guys can convince, everybody that's black, white, Asian, Latino. We need everybody that believes in God or trees. It doesn't matter what they believe in. But if you got a soul in your body, we need to get to the polls on the 24th. It's a very short window. Voting will be quick. It's going to be at the Sickland Road location. And we just need everybody there. That same day, the Loudon Freedom Center will be celebrating our 7th anniversary Belmont Reefland Cemetery ceremony. That's fantastic. Don't miss that. That's at 2 o'clock. When we need to do things, we do them. If you got something to do at 12, you'll do it. This is at 2, so I don't think, oh, well, I got to vote at 12. I can't do this at 2. We need to capture the entire day for our community. At 12 o'clock, we'll meet over there at Sickland. We'll vote in mass numbers, and we're going to send a strong message to the governor's office. There will be no placating us when you need our vote and ignoring us when you get in the office. We need to gather in large numbers. We need thousands of people registered to vote and voting on the 24th. Souls to the polls. That's where we're going. Souls, say it with me. Souls to the polls. Say it